بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
إنك لا تنادي فهبوا يا بني قومي أسودا أعيدوا للدنا أمجاد عصر وفلوا بالحديد لنا القيود.
طب والميراث؟
نعم، ما حكم المرأة من الميراث؟
برضه نفس الشيء
كمان
ترث المرأة نصف ما يرثه الرجل.
هاي مذكورة
هذا موجود في سورة النساء آية 11. سورة النساء آية 11. فوضع غريب. طب ليه؟
نعم،
ليه يقلل من شأن المرأة وقيمتها؟ يقول لك لا ده عشان خاطر يعني.
To show that if somebody complains because the woman gets only half of what her brother gets in Islam, what is that person going to say when, according to the Bible, the sister gets nothing if she has brothers? Moreover, according to Numbers chapter 36, verse number 6, 36, verse number 6, if a sister, a daughter, just inherits in this way, because she has no brothers, she is then compelled to marry within the tribe. She cannot marry outside of the tribe, because the idea is that if she were to marry outside of the tribe, she would then be taking her father's money and transferring it outside of the tribe, and that is not right. The money of the tribe should remain within the tribe, and therefore if she inherits in this way, if she had no brothers, and therefore she inherits, she has to marry within the tribe.
It is the man who bears the financial burden. Before woman is married, it is the father and the brother. After she's married, it is the husband and the son who looks after her lodging, boarding, clothing, and all financial aspects. I do agree that most of the times the women inherit half the amount what the men inherit. But there are occasions when they inherit equal. For example, 1/6 both for the parents, for mother and father, if they have children. But if they don't have children, mother gets 1/3. What is the logic behind it? The logic is, as I mentioned, since man is the person who takes the financial burden, and suppose there's a person who dies, and after giving the shares of the other people, if $150,000 or 150,000 rupees is balanced for the children after giving the shares of the other relatives, if $150,000, 150,000 rupees is balanced, and that man has got one daughter and one son, the son will get $100,000 or 100,000 rupees, and the daughter will get $50,000 or 50,000 rupees. People will say injustice. Why did the daughter get half? But the logic behind it is, the man has the financial burden. I am asking you a question: would you want to inherit $100,000 or 100,000 rupees and spend 80 or 90% of that what you have inherited on the family if you are a man, or would you prefer inheriting $50,000 or 50,000 rupees and not spending a single penny or single paisa on the family? If you are a man and if you inherit $100,000, 100,000 rupees, maybe 80 or 90% goes on the family. What is left with you? 10,000, 20,000 rupees or dollars. If you're a woman, you get $50,000 or 50,000 rupees, 100% you keep for yourself. So would you prefer...
المرأة كما ما هي موجود في سورة البقرة آية 282 ليست مثل الرجل في ايه؟ في الشهادة. يعني المفروض مثلا 2 شهود
نعم
بيشهدوا.
نعم.
ده 2 شهود لما يبقوا رجال. طب وإذا كانت امرأة لا، يبقى 2 نساء بدل راجل. يبقى 2 نساء بدل راجل. يعني معنى كده ان ممكن نستبدل بدل 2 رجاله 4 ستات؟ لا، لازم يبقى في راجل في النص.
موقف المرأة بالنسبة للشهادة، شهادتها تقبل كنصف شهادة الرجل.
كنصف شهادة
People complain because the witness of the woman in Islam, they say, is worth only half the witness of the man. Now that's not correctly stated. The witness of a woman in Islam is not half of the witness of the man. And that again is not my topic to explain it, but I'm just trying to now make the comparison. But what would those people think if they read the Bible and they realize that the witness of the woman can be entirely cancelled by the witness of men, or the vow of a woman can be entirely cancelled by the statement of her father or by her husband? We read, for example, in the book of Numbers in chapter 30, verse 6, that if a woman makes a vow while she is still under her father's authority, then her father can cancel that vow when he hears about it. And in the same chapter, the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verse number 14, we read that when the woman is under the authority of her husband, that is when she is in her husband's house, if she makes a vow, as soon as the husband hears about it, the same day, he can cancel that vow or he can leave it to stand. Now, of course, if a woman has to live by these rules, it will become impossible for a woman to conduct business because nobody would want to deal with her. If she makes a deal with you, if she makes an agreement with you, her father can break that agreement or her husband can break that agreement, depending on in whose house she happens to be living in
are
at
not
the
equal
time.
to one man's witnesses in all the cases. Only in certain cases. There are at least 5 verses in the Qur'an which speak about the witnesses without specifying male or female. In one place there is an indication in which 2 women witnesses is equal to 1 witness of man, and that's in Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 282, which happens to be the longest verse of the Quran. It says that when you involve in financial transaction in which future obligations are there, reduce them in writing and take 2 witnesses among the men. If you can't find 2 men witnesses, take 1 man and 2 women, so that if one of them gets confused, the other will remind her. This verse of the Quran, Surah Baqarah, chapter number 2, verse number 282, only deals with financial aspects. Only in financial aspects. It is said that take 2 men as witnesses, preferable. Only if you can't find 2 men as witnesses, take 1 man and 2 women. Since the responsibility of the financial aspects has been laid on the shoulders of the man in Islam, he is more well versed in finance as compared to the woman. That's why the best option for witnesses in financial transactions is 2 men. If you can't find 2 men, then 1 man and 2 women. If you read the Quran in Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 6, it states that if any of you put a charge against your spouse, and if they have no evidence, their solitary evidence is sufficient. Means if a husband wants to put a charge against the wife, or the wife has to put a charge against the husband, if they have got no witnesses, their solitary evidence is sufficient. This verse clearly indicates that one woman witness is equal to one witness of man. There are several cases which the jurists agree that even in cases of sighting of moon, one woman witness is sufficient. Some jurists say
بجهادنا سنفتت الصخرة ونمزق الطاغوت والكفرا. بجهادنا سنفتت الصخرة ونمزق الطاغوت والكفرا.